what about you? You're very welcome. Hit the wee buttons if you so choose. Now, it's the 3rd of September 2023, and forget EastEnders, forget Coronation Street. Here in Northern Ireland, /crash, north of Ireland, depending on the compass you're using, we have invented our own wee soap opera. Yeah, it's called the PSNI. And the star of the show is village idiot Simon Byrne, ably helped and aided by Mark Hamilton and 10,000 members of PSNI who never expected their names to appear in the credits at the end of the show. So, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think we have reached a juncture here where we need to have a wee look at Simon Byrne's greatest hits. Having just taken the job in 2019, Simon decided to go and do a conference over across the water, and he made a speech there. And during that speech, it was about police stop and search, but Simon wasn't talking about stop and search. Simon was sending a message to paramilitaries here, and Simon looked down the camera, and he warned paramilitaries in Northern Ireland that if they kept up their activities, he was coming for them. He was going to take their houses, he was going to take their cars, he was going to take their benefits, he was going to take their kids.
Hang on here. He's going to take their kids? What? Has a child catcher put on weight? What the?
Simon had to go and make a grovelling apology, one of many, to the policing board about that comment. So, having made a balls up there, Simon didn't lose a step. He immediately, 2019, followed up by spreading some Christmas cheer. Yes, he went to visit the boys and girls down in Crossmaglen Police Station and decided to pose for this Christmas picture. Not exactly an image of goodwill to all men, right? Not really. Sure as not, considering we were years and years into the peace process. You know what only gets me? Look at the wee one. Look at the wee guy in the end. Look at the wee short guy in the end. Look at all the size of him and the size of his gun. Look at the size of his gun's bigger than him. Here, that's a big gun for a wee man. And I think that child's watching too many movies. I think that child is trying to channel Tony Montana out of Scarface. Remember that, me?
You want to see my little friend? You want to say hello to my little friend?
No, child couldn't touch. That child shot that gun. He'd end up in Derry, for God's sake. He's too small for that there. But anyway, Simon again had to apologise. And at the end of 2020, he had to backtrack. He was going to rebrand the PSNI. He was told to get stuffed. And COVID hit. And during COVID, again, didn't misstep. Because he handed out 70 fines to Black Lives Matter protesters who were protesting. And even though they adhered to all the regulations, he still hit them 70 fines, which again, he had to stop and take back. It was wrong to do that. He had to apologise all over again. And it was very strange because at the same time, he totally ignored Unionist, Loyalist and Republican gatherings of strength. And his excuse for not intervening with them was very interesting. This is the reason that Simon gave for not intervening in those big gatherings. He said, we couldn't because widespread violence and disorder would have followed any attempt to disperse the crowds.
Ooh. Well, you can't have that, can you? Oh, so couldn't have that.
This is very interesting because if you happen to be a bank robber in Northern Ireland, you now have the benchmark. All you have to do is get enough of your mates around the bank when you're robbing it and they won't come near you.
Because it might have violence and disruption and stuff, and who knows what could happen. I tell you, the man's not right.
Simon's latest disaster involves the Sean Graham Bookmakers commemoration, where the police rocked up and arrested one of the victims of that horrendous attack, put him in handcuffs, took him away. Seemingly the police didn't know that there was a commemoration taking place, even though there's a big plaque and they're standing outside the bookmakers. Anyway, that's not the biggest point, believe it or not. The biggest point is that only last week there was a judgment, because what Simon did is he jumped on the 2 junior officers responsible and he threatened to discipline them. They appealed that, and a judge last week said Simon's wrong. He shouldn't have done that. It was illegal because he only did that due to pressure from the Shinners who said they were going to take their ball and go home. Now, Sinn Féin have totally denied that was what happened, but it doesn't look good when the Chief Constable is making decisions about his staff and throwing them under the bus because of Sinn Féin pressure. So there on Friday, we had the big policing board meeting. Oh, it was like something out of a Sergio Leone Western, wasn't it? can't afford the music. I can't afford the music. But anyway, 6 hours they were in. Him and Mark Hamilton were grilled for 6 hours. I know guys went to Castlereagh for last time. 6 hours. And after 5.5 hours in, right near the end, Simon dropped the bombshell that he was now considering appealing the judge's decision about the 2 junior officers being disciplined. Even though at the time Simon said that he was going to accept the decision of the court and learn lessons. Now he was going to appeal it, which has not enamoured him to his own staff. Oh, not at all. So after 6 hours, they let him out, right? Him and his deputy. Now, the one thing Simon seems to have learned from the boys who were brought to Castlereagh is, say none, and you'll be out in 3 days. Remember, say none. Because when Simon got out after his grilling, this is the press conference he gave.
I have a short statement to make that the Deputy Chief Constable and I spent several hours today in discussion with the Northern Ireland Policing Board surrounding the events of the 5th and 6th of February 2021. I highlighted that after carefully reviewing the full judgment, I sought further advice. After consideration, the question of an appeal is now live. Further public commentary around this matter is not appropriate at this stage. Thank you.
60 seconds that lasted. 60 seconds! That's all that lasted. Oh, Simon's learning. He's tiny, isn't he? Now, look at the face of Mark Hamilton in that picture. Mark isn't smiling no more. Sure he's not. Oh, he knows he's handcuffed to a lunatic and he's trying to keep as much distance between himself and the smile of shite that he possibly can. Oh, dear me, it's going to be interesting over the next week or so. Of course, in the middle of all this psychodrama, serving police officers' names are getting plastered on the bus shelters. Not that Simon's worried about that. No, Simon's worried about one person. Same person he's always been worried about. Simon. And I would just like to point this out. Because you see the people on the policing board who are now screaming for his resignation. They're the same people who only in May this year gave him another 3-year contract. Unanimously gave him another 3-year contract, even though we knew about the kid comment, we knew about the Cross McLean picture, we knew about the rebranding, we knew about the COVID fines, and we knew about the Sean Graham bookie debacle. They gave him a new 3-year contract after that. So here's my point. If he's to go, surely if there's any justice, you lot should go too. Because you've just proved you're completely incompetent in doing the job you're supposed to be doing. Irrespective of all this, Simon's going to hang on to grim death, waiting for his golden handshake. Now, Simon, I don't care how golden the handshake is, son. It will never wash your hands of the disaster you have been as Chief Constable of the PSNI and the damage you have wrought on the PSNI and Northern Irish society. Never wash that away, son. But you know what's going to happen? In the next week or so, you'll have a statement from the policing board. It'll go something like, after discussions with the Chief Constable, it has been agreed amicably that he will depart in the very near future. And you know what that's the sound of? Kerching! Kerching! And you know who's paying for that? You and me! You and me are paying for that. Because the policing board weren't competent in doing their job. They give Simon some credit. He's never been behind the door saying sorry when he's made a balls up. And let's be honest, no man has had to say sorry and apologise as often as Simon Byrne. But Simon, listen, son, we don't want to hear it no more. We don't want to hear any more of your sorries or any more of your apologies. All we want to hear from you is goodbye, Shlon, arrivederci, adios, adieu, auf Wiedersehen. Just go, son, will you? Just go away. Go away. Go away.
That's all, folks.